Welcome back to The Local Show, a service of Safe Harbor Wills and Trusts and Geddes Federal Savings and Loan. The Local Show, featuring conversations with business owners, employees, and local business leaders about their successes, challenges, and reasons for doing business right here in Central New York. The Local Show, locally produced by Zoey Advertising. Now, here are your hosts, Tom and Steve.
Well, it's good to have a new person on the show, and it's amazing that so many people do want to be on the show. And one of them is Mark Bullis right now. He's the owner of Bull and Bear Roadhouse, bullandbearroadhouse.com. How are you there, Mark?
I'm well. How are you guys?
Very good. Very good. It's nice to meet you. I think I met you casually one time off the air, and now it's nice to have you on the air. Tell people what you're all about. Like, are you a Syracuse native, first of all?
Yes,
okay.
I am.
Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Eastwood and went to Henniker, graduated in 91.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, I'm born and bred in Syracuse.
Young guy.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you know.
Everybody's younger than us now.
Yeah.
I don't feel young right now.
That's wonderful, yeah. So my grandfather used to be Onondaga County commander of the Legion up there in Eastwood, the Eastwood Post.
Oh, we spent so many. My parents were involved in Eastwood Bears Pop Warner football.
Oh, yeah, there you
and
go.
I spent more time than I care to mention at that building.
Yeah, and my cousin Vinny owns Stagnita Insurance right there.
That's really your cousin?
Yeah,
Vinny?
it's my
really
cousin
is
Vinny.
his cousin. It really is his cousin
It really is
Vinny.
my cousin Vinny. That's something else. So you get out of school, and did you go to culinary school, or what made you want to open up a restaurant?
No culinary school, no college. Worked at Carrier for a little while.
Okay,
for about 8 years. And ended up in the restaurant business somewhat. I worked at Awful Al's. I was a doorman for a while, and then a bar back, and sold cigars when you could smoke inside.
Yeah, all right.
And eventually, 2002, opened up a small place down in Hanover Square, which was Bull and Bear Pub.
Right.
And we were there for 13 years. And through that journey, I opened East Syracuse location to Bull and Bear Roadhouse, and then Liverpool, and launched catering and Fayetteville and so on.
It's a tough business. Why'd you choose it?
Oh boy,
it's really tough. You know,
it is a tough business. There's a lot of moving parts. I was an art student. And
so you have the creative gene.
Yeah,
You know what'll pay you to do that.
True story. So to this day, I don't have the digital world, right? I still sketch on napkins and things like that. But to this day, the creative side of that is writing a menu, designing a logo, coming up with a new brand, marketing. All of that stuff it lives within that art world. Mm-hmm. So it seemed, that, and growing up in an Italian family where we threw you hosted the event, and there was something that felt good about that.
So what's this artistic thing I'm holding right here? So folks on YouTube on the Zoey are seeing this amazing potato.
That doesn't look carb friendly, starch friendly.
That's okay.
No, there's no fat and no carbs.
Okay, so what am I holding up?
So those are our loaded salt potatoes, a signature item that we have at all of the Roadhouse locations and at the St. Joseph's Amphitheater.
Very nice.
Yeah, this is a fun story. We showed up at a charity event, and we brought pulled pork, and we brought salt potatoes, and we brought these things, and it was at the Most, as a matter of fact. It was one of those brew.
Right.
Sure.
Brew things.
So there were two other restaurants that showed up with exactly the same stuff.
Oh gosh.
So we were blocks from our downtown location, and I said, I got an idea. Let's do like a loaded baked potato bowl. We'll do like these mini versions. It'll be clever, right?
Yeah.
And we did it. And it was a big hit. Right?
And it caught on.
And if you look, really all the things that are in this, and just a little barbecue on top, you could get in a baked potato.
Sure.
So I had some chicken wings, Tom, out there. I was out there a couple weeks ago in East Syracuse. And you'll have to remind me, there was a rub. I like dry rubs. And I said, which one? They go, well, this is the one that's the most popular. What is it? There's some special name to it?
A rub on the
salt
chicken.
and pepper wings are really popular. So our wings are different.
Yes.
They're unique. So what we do is we hand rub and roast our wings.
Nice.
Then we cool them, and then as they get ordered, they go into a fryer. So there's a layer of flavor.
That's what it was. They're delicious.
Yeah, it makes them tender. and it doesn't.
And it was a dry rub. They weren't all messy, and the stuff wasn't going up my arm.
Yeah.
And they had a lot of zing to them. I don't remember, but they were just delicious.
Yeah, that's a custom blended rotisserie seasoning that we make.
That's what I had, and it was awesome.
Let's unpack for our listeners. Let's unpack the rest of the menu. What is the motif of the Bull and Bear? What kind of menu is it, and what kind of decor and all that?
So Bull and Bear is really just, it's Bull and Bear Roadhouse, and we named it that because we didn't have any money when we started, and we used a hodgepodge of furniture, and that's sort of still what it looks like to this day. Right. It's an American pub menu, really, and from burgers to barbecue. And,
talk about the burgers
and things like that. Yeah, so 8 ounce, half pound.
Don't you have some monster burger that nobody can finish or something? Don't you have some big, huge burgers?
There's one called the Bronx Bomber that's a pound. Yeah.
That was the one that my friend John Watkins, we were talking about.
Oh, is that what's in that video?
And he was talking about that nobody finishes it, but John is not a nobody. He's a somebody. So I don't know if that's the one he had, but he was there before and talking about how great the burger was and in the menu and different things. But it seemed like your servers knew what they were doing too. How'd you pull that off?
A lot of time. A lot of time and systems. We have a really good team.
There's
380 employees in our company.
No kidding. That's huge.
Which is massive.
For any restaurant.
But I have a really, really great leadership team, and we concentrate hard on eliminating variables and making things
very good,
systematic, so that they're consistent.
That's nice. Do you have entertainment there too?
Not anymore. We haven't done that in a long time, and we saw a trend years ago that entertainment became food and photos and Instagram and you name it. So we kind of went in that direction, and we try to entertain on the plate.
That's good. I like that.
I like that. We hadn't been there in several years.
Yeah.
And we were the one right at the end of Northern Boulevard. Was that Collamer Road or 298?
Yeah,
right,
the original.
Right there. We were there. And it was chill.
How about catering? Can people have you at their events?
Absolutely. Yeah. We've been catering since 2000, probably 7 or 8.
Yeah.
Maybe 9.
Oh, and then I was just mentioning, you have the contract for the Highland Forest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. So we do all the catering and all the weddings at Highland Forest.
Oh, wow.
And that's a sister company called White Linen. So that's an elevated catering menu that exists really just there.
Yeah.
We cook on site there. Chef goes over.
But you cater for other people too if they want to have a catering event?
Absolutely. We'll go to your backyard.
So for a party or a business or anything like that?
Yep.
Yeah, and the one in Liverpool is Route 57. What's that near? Like Sewell? Where's that head out there?
Basically, Sewell Road. It's just south of Morris Corners.
Okay.
A mile and a half south of Morris Corners.
There we go.
Wonderful. Well, that's great, Mark. You do a wonderful job, and great staff and great food, and just a jewel in this area. We appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Mark Bullis right there, owner of Bull and Bear Roadhouse, and we'll have him back again, folks. Go check out the restaurant. Natasha Schmidt is up next, co-owner of Rubberstone, New York. We'll talk to her about Covering Your Ugly. Maybe we can do something about Steve on the next segment here on The Local Show on 570 WSYR.